Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Recently, I posted a photo of my layering sequence on our Instagram page, and it totally blew up. Everybody was wondering what I had been doing, how I had been doing it. I had a lot of questions on the Facebook page of how to do it, so I decided I would do a really quick tutorial on how to do it. Layering sequins is super easy. It doesn't happen a lot of time in kits, but when it does, it's something I really enjoy to do. This particular kit that we are layering sequins on is a Mary Stocking kit. It's the Thanksgiving Day wall hang, which is going to be one of our tutorials soon. But it has quite a bit of sequin layering there, and these are adorable, like amazing feathers that are going to be going on. And if you look, like the outline stitch is two different colors, which I love the idea that they did that. I've never seen it on another kit before. The other kit I saw it on was the mermaid stocking that I've actually done before. Her entire tail is sequin layering, and it took a really, really long time. What I really like about Mary Stockings is what they did is, if you can see it, they actually added the line that you follow to layer your sequins. Busilla doesn't do that. So on these kits, you'll actually be able to follow a line on here of how to do the sequin layering. So I'm actually going to get a leaf that has more, because that line actually ends. So let's go with this one. Like I said, it's super easy. It's really kind of how you want your sequins to lay. I'm going to start from here so it looks like they're kind of layering up this way. If you start from here, it's going to layer down this way. So however you really want to start your sequins is completely up to you. I'm using a beading needle. You can use an embroidery needle if you want to. The holes in the sequins are big enough to be able to do that. But I just like using a beading needle on it. So in the instructions, we use these brown sequins. So what we're going to do is, we've started just a little bit down, right? Because the top of that sequin is going to come right here. So I'm going to pull the sequin down on top of it. So it's like this. And then we're going to go on the bottom of the sequin right here. Now, since it's the first one, I've seen a couple of people do a couple of different things. I like to go up and through it again. Oh my gosh, if I can get through it. There we go. Just because with it being the first one, and this is actually going to be covered with your next sequin, I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a tack down. Now, if you want to, you can actually go up through the middle and go along the top and do the same thing to really tack that sequin down. I kind of like how it does that on the top. As you can see, the sequin kind of comes off the top. So I'm just going to leave it that way. Now, what I like to do is I like to come up through and go on the side of that last stitch. It doesn't matter what side. You can go up through the middle if you want to, but I'm going to go up through the side, still on that line. And you take your next sequin and you go down, and then you just, pull. I like to pull my thread up like this, just so it lays flat how it's supposed to lay down. Because the top of that sequin should be just enough to cover that stitch up to the hole of the last one. And then you're just going to go back down. Through it. And that's going to start, as you come up with your needle for this third one, that's going to start your next one. And that's literally all layering sequins is. It's super easy. It provides a ton of pop. And it really just kind of adds this like super awesome element to it that most people, you don't see it a lot on sequins. And you don't see it a lot on kits. Now, sometimes, do you see how it's starting to like, kind of get wonky? It's just from how it's laying. You can literally straighten them out. Don't think that you're like, oh my gosh, they're crooked. I don't know what's going on. It's not crooked. It's just how the sequins are starting to lay as you manipulate the fabric. That's all it is. And you can kind of do them however which way you want to. And make sure that you are also pulling your thread tight back through. Because if it's loose, they'll start to kind of like come off and get a little funky. So I pull my thread tight coming through the bottom. And then as I go back up, I also pull it tight going back up. Now, normally I would speed things up, but we're not going to do that today. So we're just going to listen to some music and keep layering our sequins. That way you can kind of see what the whole process is going to look like. You can fast forward if you'd like to the end to see how we put that last sequin on. We do have a spot right here we're going to skip, so I'm going to go up through here. I'm going to double stitch it. Now, if you can, if you'd like to, there's always the option to do this when you're at the very end. I am going to start back up here and finish this. But what you can do is you can go back up through this middle here, like this. And then you can go back through the sequin behind it. And what that does is it almost kind of lays it flat compared to the other ones. It's going to lay it flat down and kind of give it like a little bit of an extra tack down. Since I am going to be going over some space, I am going to knot this one. And that's only because I really don't want my sequins to puff up later and start coming apart. So by doing that, by putting just a little bit of extra knots in there, it'll help kind of keep everything exactly where it needs to be. So I'm going to go back down here. Oops. And I'm going to start again. And I'm going to do just like I did the first one. I'm going to do a double just to keep it in place. Because sometimes if you do have like that space right here, the way it's manipulated, do you see how the string comes off the back? Sometimes if you're not pulling hard enough or you're not pulling tight enough, what will actually happen is this top sequin or whatever, it could be a bead, after that long break will start to kind of come loose because it has that extra thread back there. Is the last one we have. I did go over the dotted line a little bit, and that is only because I want to make sure that there is not a space when we start putting this together. I'm going to finish it with our end here, going back up through the top. And I'm going to double knot this. When layering sequins, for some reason, it always takes more sequins than you think it's going to take. So as a tip, I do like to say, save your sequins from previous projects. Mary Stockings is amazing about getting you additional things if you do them. So if you do run out, please reach out to Mary Stockings customer service. They are absolutely amazing about getting you additional items. But I like to save everything, so I actually have a bunch of these brown sequins. I have a feeling I'm probably going to run out of this little thing. So like I said, I do have my backup. This is what your finished product is going to look like. Like I said, you can maneuver these sequins kind of back into a line. They are going to kind of move back and forth, but check that out. Isn't that amazing? It literally looks like scales. It's so nuts, and it's so soft. Like you can literally run your fingers across it. But we have a ton of other ones that we have to do to finish the tutorial. If you have any questions on it, especially, what do I do if I add other lines? Just add the line. just leave enough space for the next sequin over. So start kind of like right here and go up if you're doing another line of sequins. If you guys want to see a square done, let me know. Put it in the comments section. But this is our layering sequence. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. If you have other questions or if you need anything else, please let me know. I would be so happy to help you. That is literally what I'm here for. That's why I started the channel. If you have any other questions, like I said, please just reach out and let me know. But that, guys, is layering sequins.